Julia, congratulations on the film. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you so much,
and
Rita.
it's so full of 1970s crime dramas, which obviously is what inspired it. What's the appeal of that particular genre of movies for you?
When I think about so many of my favorite films, they just happen to be from that period and from that genre. I think it's such a fascinating period in cinema history and in America in particular, just such an in-between time, such a time of like exploring our identity as a country and a culture, the women's movement, the Black Power movement, obviously what was happening abroad and in the American government. Like there's just so much, and it's so beautifully captured in so many of those films. And as much as I love those films, I wanted to see all of that captured, but from a woman's perspective. And so it was really an amazing opportunity to take everything that I loved about my favorite movies, but tell it all through a woman's experience.
And when you were doing that, were there any particular female characters from 70s crime dramas that you had in your mind?
I would say the main two were Diane Keaton's Kay in The Godfather and Tuesday Weld.
The door closes.
Exactly. And then Tuesday Weld's Jessie in Thief. But also like Teresa Wright in Straight Time and Ally McGraw in The Getaway. Also thought a lot about Jane Fonda in Clute, although she really is the protagonist of that film. So that's kind of a different, but it's still directed by a man, but that's kind of a different version of looking at a woman in that time period. But it was fun because all of those actresses are so talented and they only got a handful of scenes in those films. So it was fun to honor them by having the representation of them be the protagonist of this film.
And you co-wrote the script with your husband, Jordan Horowitz, who of course we all remember from the 2017 Oscars.
Yes. Why? What happened? I don't remember.
I'll tell you later. Is this the first time you've worked together like this?
No, we have now written 4 films together. We've written a bunch of scripts together, but 4 films that we've made together. And our process has definitely evolved over time as we've added children to it and the movies have gotten bigger, but it's a real gift to get to work with the person that you love. We're very lucky.
It doesn't always work out that way.
No.
And I gather you worked on the script for over sort of 6-7 years. I mean, obviously doing other projects as well, but what was it about the story that it stuck in your head for such a long time?
I think Jean was just, I couldn't get her out of my head. And it's funny because she's complicated and she's frustrating and she's flawed, but I just have so much empathy for her and all of the women who become victims of circumstance simply because they're women and don't have people in their lives who support them and empower them. And so I wanted to take her away from that life and give her a community and a family that did support and empower her and have her come into her own. And I just couldn't get her out of my head as we did. We made 3 other films in the process of writing this character and her story and the characters around her. And so I still can't believe we actually got to do it and make it.
Well, you certainly did, and it's a great film. Thank you so much. It's been lovely to talk to you. Really appreciate your time and the film as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.